What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Ernest Dove, New York Mets Dove Report, live from Clover Park as part of the media, talking about Game 1 of spring training for the New York Mets. Got a lot to talk about in this video. Please watch all the way through. I've got interviews, I've got information, pre-game stuff, post-game pressers. I got it all for you, all in this one video. Thank you guys for your ongoing support. Obviously, a lot of you have helped me to get to this point. Let's start with some of the players. I had some quick interviews with a handful of players throughout the pregame. Wanted to get into some of the updates, information. Some pitchers have new pitches they're throwing. A lot of information. Want to start with one of my favorite players, Dedniel Nunez. As we know, he did have surgery last summer. Spoke to him. He feels good. He feels strong. At the moment, currently, it looks like he's on track to possibly return to the mound by July or August. So obviously late in the season, late second half, hopefully we'll see the return of Dedniel Nunez. Talked to Jonah Tong, talked about his current MLB camp experience. Obviously Jonah Tong is excited, loving the experience. A lot of the stuff that he mentioned and worded it was more about the learning process. He's continuing to learn. It's a key part of him throughout camp, ongoing, along with some of the new stuff he's working on, the new pitch that he's working on. Also got into the relationship that he has with the new assistant pitching coach, Dan McKinney. A lot of information, coordinating, learning a lot from the new assistant pitching coach. Big things continue to be ahead for Jonah Tong. One of my favorite new players, I got to meet Christian Scott, everybody. He is 100% healthy, and he's got a new arsenal. He's even working on a little bit of a two-seamer, but he's got the four-seamer. He now has, wait for it, kick change. Another guy has a new kick change pitch, also has a cutter. That's big for the Mets players at this point. So new kick change, cutter. He's got the sweeper. Talked about some of how they're going to bring him along in spring. He said they're still building his arm strength up. Not necessarily saying he's definitely a starter, definitely a reliever, but right now they're building up his innings. He's pitching out about 2 innings or so at a time at this point. As far as the trainings in camp, that's some of the stuff he's working on. He'll continue to build. So obviously he is still looking at a starter level position. We'll see where he breaks camp, but everything looks good. We even talked about him working on getting more of the ground balls. He wants to work on a higher ground ball rate with his new arsenal of pitches, one of his goals for the season. Also talked about some other stuff, the ABS system that's in place. He mentioned some of the weirdness of it. He even mentioned some of the specifics, that highs in the zone, mostly with the fastballs. What's it going to look like? What's the strike zone going to be? He's curious about it. But one thing about Christian Scott, he did say, this is the healthiest that I have felt in pro baseball. Not just since the recent months or the year. We're talking in the pros. This is the best physically he has ever felt. Hopefully that means more and more great things to come from Christian Scott. Also had a great opportunity talking to Chris Suero, one of the leaders in the clubhouses in the minor league farm system. Had some big power that he showed last year. Shows off a big smile to go with the big power. Talked with him about some of his leadership qualities in that role. Also, Chris Suero did mention that the Mets organization, they want to continue to play him at 3 different positions. So look, even in spring games, in the minor league season ahead, let's look into and expect Chris Suero to still continue to play catcher, left field, and first base. Had a great opportunity to sit down and talk to Hayden Senger. Beautiful man. He's enjoying his time back in Mets camp. He's kind of still continuing to live the dream every moment. Hayden Senger takes nothing for granted. His goals, treat this by the day, by the hour. He's going to continue to work as hard as he can for the Mets organization. Everyone should continue to root for Hayden Senger. He was a favorite of a lot of the minor league pitchers over the years. He's excited to continue to be here and have this opportunity. He's going to not let it go. He's going to work everything he can at it. Talked really briefly with Ryan Clifford, who is a large human, confident young man, looks great. He said, I want to continue to play as many positions as possible, meaning he wants to continue to play first base, possibly, I guess, both of the corner outfield spots. Let's see if the Mets organization continue to play him at those 2 or 3 different positions in spring and even in the minor league season to come. Also, great opportunity. Got to talk to Ryan Lambert, the flamethrower. And guess what? He's got a new arsenal that includes a new kick change. Ryan Lambert has a kick change to go with his gyro slider. And obviously, you know he throws gas. I've been told, spoke with him about it, he's already throwing gas, probably 98 to 100 miles an hour already in spring in camp. He's ready to rock. Asked him about his fastball. He's like, hey, that's what I'm known for. I got to continue to do it, be everything all I can be. He's looking forward to this season as well. Got a chance to talk to the player of the game, AJ Ewing. Talked to him before the game. He talked about adding on a little bit of muscle. So he did pack on a little bit of pounds of muscle in the offseason. He also wanted to get back to basics. He mentioned some of the stuff with his hitting approach when he had a similar or certain slumps, which were very not far and few and far between last season. He wanted to get back to basics. Some of the stuff he was learning in lower A ball that helped to even get him better through the AA season. And what's very interesting with AJ Ewing, he actually credits his 2024 season when he struggled as something that has made him the player that he became in 2025. He feels he just kind of loves it. He lives for it. That struggle that he went to in 2024 actually helped him in his player development. Again, getting back to the basics, utilizing some of the staff, coaching staff. We talked about Devin DeYoung, the hitting coach last season in low A, now the hitting coach in Brooklyn. Talked about how great it was to talk to him throughout the year, get advice. He's working on big things. Also talked to Major League pitcher David Peterson. Talked about some of his past from low A to now. Talked with him about the pitch load that he worked on last year. He said he's ready, he's healthy, he's ready for a stronger pitch load this season. Look for him, he's ready. David Peterson's ready to go 150, 175 innings. Whatever the team needs, he'll be ready. Other news and notes. Carlos Mendoza pregame. He mentioned some of the stuff that's probably obvious. Brett Beatty, Mark Vientos, they'll be getting reps at first base along with Jorge Polanco. Be on the lookout for that. He talked about the hitting coordinators. There's a group of them now. He talked about new age baseball, how that's all going to play out. But they work well together. He sees big things with the help from this new team of hitting coaches and support. He also mentioned for Monday, look for Clay Holmes and Tobias Myers to be pitching on Monday, and I also was told Ryan Lambert will be on the roster for that game against on Monday. So look for Ryan Lambert to hopefully make an appearance early next week. Other stuff, some of the stuff in the presser. Talked to Brandon Waddell. Waddell mentioned I want to work on my changeup, which he only threw one in this game today when he was electric. Looked amazing. He wants to continue to work on his changeup. Looks forward to a really good spring, working on the changeup and everything he needs to do. He'll pitch wherever they need him. Talked to the presser about Bo Bichette. He is enjoying the new challenge. Said he felt great like any other game. He enjoyed playing in front of the Mets fans. He noticed the new point of view from third base defensively. He said, hey, I got a lot to learn. I'm going to get as many reps as possible. He's very excited about that as well. Also in Carlos Mendoza's post-game presser, he mentioned that the number one hitting prospect, Carson Benj, will be in the lineup or he'll be on the roster tomorrow heading to Tampa. So look forward to see if Carson Benj makes his spring debut tomorrow. This was my spring debut as part of the media. Thank you guys so much for following me, supporting me. Please subscribe to the New York Mets Dove Report. I'll be here all year long, even in St. Lucie for the St. Lucie Mets season. Thank you guys for everything. See you next time.